All right, good morning everyone, and thank you so much for taking the time out to join us today. We really do appreciate it. My name is Angela Davies, and presenting with me is Dion Watson, and today we're going to be showcasing our forensic awareness app, Crime Scene Assistant. The presentation will last for approximately 20-25 minutes with the opportunity for Q&A afterwards. So if you do have any questions or comments as we go along, please drop them in the chat and we'll make sure we get to them at the end. Just so you know as well, we are recording this webinar for marketing purposes later on. This is our third ever webinar, fingers crossed it goes without a glitch. It's our first of 2021, and also today it's Crime Scene Assist's second business birthday, so it's an exciting day all round. For those of you who don't know us or haven't been to one of our previous webinars, we launched Crime Scene Assistant on the 12th of June 2020, just over 7 months ago. And since then, things have progressed. And really what we want to do today is just showcase the app, talk about what's happened since we launched, share how some of our customers have actually been utilising the app, and also some of the feedback that we've received to date. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of it, and again, for those of you who don't know us, I'd just like to give you a brief overview of our background and how we came to be. So Dion and I met in 2005 at Teesside University, where we were studying crime scene science. After graduation, we went on to work for Northumbria Police as crime scene investigators for just shy of 4 years. And in that time, we attended all crime scene types, from volume to major category crime. We gained a wealth of experience in the field, and it was here that we kind of started to first encounter issues around crime scene preservation. And in 2012, we established our first business, CSI Training Events Limited, in which we deliver face-to-face training and events, both nationally and internationally, to a multitude of audiences and across a number of different sectors. This also includes forensic awareness training to frontline responders. And in addition, we are disaster response consultants and have worked on a number of airline disasters. So CSI Training Events is award-winning, and we've also received acknowledgement for the work that we've done on one of those air disasters. You could just see in a couple of those images there. So we're extremely proud of what we've achieved to date. But we recognise that as a small business, our face-to-face capability was limited. And what we really wanted was for our forensic awareness training to be far-reaching. So on the 4th of February 2019, we launched Crime Scene Assist Limited, which is effectively CSI's digital sister company. And thereafter, as I've previously stated, on the 12th of June 2020, we launched our first digital product, Crime Scene Assistant. So Crime Scene Assistant is a forensic awareness app, and it's designed to be used as a scene aid memoir and learning tool that can be either utilised on scene as a quick reference guide when appropriate, or as a learning and revision guide to be used at any time. It is for anyone who has the potential to be the first in attendance at a crime scene, such as police officers, paramedics, fire officers, and any students of these services, and also students of crime scene and forensic investigation disciplines. In addition, it's for professionals who provide a service and often inadvertently find themselves at a crime scene, so such as security officers, prison or probation officers, social workers, sexual assault referral centre staff, etc. There are quite a few professions in there, but rather than talk too much, we'd like to show you a demonstration overview of the app, and I'm going to hand over to Dion now to take us through that.
For today's video, I'm demonstrating the app being used on an Apple device. There will be some small differences on the Android, such as the location of the back arrow keys, but everything else will pretty much look and function the same as you'll see here. I'm not going to go into all sections of the app today for all of the responders. I'm also going to give you an overview of how the app works and the sort of information you can expect to see within it. When you open the app for the first time, a disclaimer will pop up. You'll need to read and agree to this before you can begin to use the app. This will only occur on your first use, so once you've agreed to it, you won't see it again. Because I've used the app previously, it hasn't popped up for me to demonstrate to you today. If you do want to revisit the terms and conditions at any point, you can find them within the More section. So in the bottom right-hand side of the corner, if you press here, you can see we can now see the terms and conditions. If you click through, you can see we have more information here. Each of those 4 boxes, if when you click, you can see it's expanded and give us much more information about each of the sections that we've clicked within. After you've agreed to the disclaimer, the home page will be displayed for you. You'll see here that we've broken the app down into 4 responder categories: police, medic, fire, and others. The reason for this is because the content within each of those sections has been appropriately tailored for that particular service. You'll also notice that we've colour-coded each responder category to make it clear which section you were in when you were using the app. From the home page, you need to select which of the services you are from. Other responders have been created for professionals such as security officers, bouncers, funeral operatives, pest controllers, search and rescue, etc. So basically those professionals who discover crime scenes and often inadvertently find themselves the first in attendance. Upon choosing your service, you'll go through to a processes page. Thereafter, upon closing and reopening the app, as you can see here, I've bypassed the home page and returned to the process page. This will happen each time to make getting directly to the information you require that little bit quicker. If for any reason you've selected the wrong service, or you just want to look at the other sections of the app for reference, you can use the back arrow to navigate back to the home page. On Apple, you can find this in the top left corner, and on an Android device, you'll find this in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. The process page is the page you'll see first in each of the services. The information on here is presented as a step-by-step guide on how to deal with a crime scene. And this is where the information starts to become tailored for each of the services, as you can see here. For today's demonstration, I'll use the medic section. Each of the process steps are accessible to you individually, so that you can just select the information that's relevant to you. For example, you might be confident on how to approach a crime scene, but you need some advice on how to preserve a piece of evidence, in which case you could jump straight into step 2. Throughout the app, we've tried to break down the information into digestible chunks. We've used drop-downs and click-throughs to deliver further information. For example, here you can see a plus icon. This indicates a drop-down, and when you click it, the information will expand and reveal further points to note. You can also see that the icon has now turned to a minus. When you click that again, it will minimize the information. A click-through is indicated by a forward-facing arrow. So you can see that here in priority 1, preserving the scene. When you click that arrow, it will take you through to a page that contains further information and often new menus too. When you finish, you can navigate back to where you were before using the back arrow. In addition to the bite-sized chunks of information we've supplied, there are also very quick and easy to use checklists to help you keep track of your actions. So for example, in step 3, documentation, you will see there's a reminder list of important facts you should be recording at any scene. Ensuring you note these points will also help you later with your statement writing and any court presentation that you need to give. Once you have noted a specific fact, you can click that box and you will see that it places a little tick within it. It's important to note that in some of the checklists, it will also have a drop-down button. If it has a drop down, it will show as a plus icon like everywhere else in the app. If you press that, it will give you additional information about the specific point that you are currently looking at. It will click the checklist in exactly the same way that this does. It's also important to note that the app will store all of this information for you. So if you need to go away and deal with something else and come back to this at a later point, when you reopen it, you'll see that the app has stored all of that information, so you will not lose it. When it comes to the point that you finish with the checklist and you want to clear it ready for the next use, you can just use the click the refresh button in the top right-hand corner. When you click this, it will give you a clear pop-up window, basically just checking that you do want to clear it and you haven't pressed that by accident. So if you are ready to go ahead and clear them, you can just press yes, and you can see that now it clears the list and gives you a new one ready to run through again. Most of this information in the app is available offline, and hence it's accessible anyway. Apart from 2 links that we consider to be very important, but they are specific to UK responders. These are links to give you information on PACE code D for the police, and a link to find local sexual assault referral centres. Currently, the app is designed for individual use on personal handsets. We will be continuing to develop and evolve the app moving forward. In the future, we'll also be licensing to individual organisations. This will mean full customisation of the app to be utilised on organisational handsets. We hope that that demonstration has been useful to you, and thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you for watching. We hope that you enjoyed the demonstration, and thank you, Dee, for talking us through it. Since launching the app in June last year, we have actually sold almost 100 apps individually through the app stores, which is just amazing. And actually that's been internationally. So now our app's being utilised in the UK, of course, but also in Europe, America and the Philippines. So we're absolutely over the moon about it. The response we've had since launch has been absolutely fantastic. And in our original launch webinar, we were asked by a number of organisations whether they could purchase the app in bulk, and if so, whether there would be a discounted price attached to that. And that's actually been the most significant progress that we've made so far, because we did listen to that, and as a result, we got to work on it. And in September 2020, in time for the new academic year, we actually launched the licensed version of the app. So it is now available to purchase directly from us in bulk, and there are discounted prices attached to that. Again, that was kind of inspired by a lot of actually academic institutions coming forward and asking us if that was available. And currently now we are working with 5 of those universities across the UK, including Bournemouth, Bradford, Sheffield Hallam University, Strathclyde and London South Bank. So again, we're absolutely over the moon. It's amazing, and it's resulted in over 500 students already utilising our app. We are also in conversations with a number of other universities and police forces, and we are really getting excellent feedback from customers that are utilising the app and from those that are looking for funding to get it. One of the lovely things for us is that people are coming up with different ways to utilise it beyond what we'd actually considered. So as stated, for us, the app was a scene aid memoir and revision tool designed for frontline responders or anyone with the potential to be in attendance at a crime scene, basically with the aim to give some basic knowledge around crime scene preservation and the things to be mindful of when working in a crime scene. We had the hope that it would just boost the confidence of those who often find themselves dealing with incidents, sometimes with minimal training input. However, what we're getting informed of now in the feedback that's coming into us is that academic staff are now actually utilising it as a resource to aid the development of learning materials. So as well as being a really useful tool for students as well, staff are actually building workshops around the information in the app and incorporating the app into the teaching, which really, it couldn't have come at a better time if you consider the current climate with the pandemic. The thing is, the app is possible to use in so many circumstances, including in virtual environments. So like I say, with the current climate, the app's been a great tool in helping organisations respond to COVID and move to distance learning, which is great to hear for us. And a perfect example of this can be seen through the hashtag remote forensic CSI team. For those of you who don't know who they are, check them out. They're an absolutely fantastic team who are currently looking at new ways of remote teaching in forensics. And Katie Davidson of Strathclyde University just recently produced a lecture for them regarding exactly how she's produced a workshop utilising our app and Google Earth. So if you'd like to view this, there is actually a link to it via our website news page. Further, one of the things is we've not really thought about the app for CSIs, as they are forensically trained, but some of the feedback and input that we've had from a couple of forces is that actually it is a great tool for CSIs who are new to the job, who maybe not very confident yet and have a lot to remember, and that the hope there would be that it could help to build the confidence in that role. And like I say, that again, that's not something we'd considered, but it is a great idea, and we'd be over the moon for new CSIs to be utilising the app in that way. Some other benefits and that we're getting fed back to us is that obviously it's a digital learning tool at the user's fingertips. Most everybody has a mobile phone these days, and most everybody are using apps. So it's really great that it's at the fingertip to act as that revision guide as and when needed or wanted. And also it's really easy to access and navigate in all environments, because it does have offline access, so it can be used anytime, anywhere. There's two instances there where we do have two links in there where it does need internet connection. One's to access PACE code D for the police, and the other is to look up local sexual assault referral centres. But other than those two links, the entirety of the information in the app can actually be accessed offline any time. But you know, at the beginning of the presentation, the 5-minute run-up, we did have some testimonials going round, but you know, if you don't want to just take our word for it, if you pop onto our website, crimesceneassist.com, there are other testimonials from customers on there that you can check out. So we do have plans moving forward with the app, and Dee mentioned a couple in the demo there, but coming very soon are some app updates. From the webinar launch, we got feedback from other forensic professionals and from other practitioners still on the job, and from all sectors as well. And we've taken that very seriously. We want to improve the app as much as possible and hopefully give people, you know, what they want and what they need. So we've been through all of that feedback, and we have created app updates, which we're just kind of finalising and working on, and that will be coming very shortly. In addition, we're also looking at working on specialist add-ons. It is something that we have discussed, and the idea is that we're going to take specialist subjects such as terrorism, CBRN attacks, disaster response, that kind of thing, and create add-ons for the app. So you'll get a whole kind of module in the app looking at that specific subject. And in addition to that, we're also talking about white labelling. So some of the conversations we've been having with a couple of police forces is that obviously it's a fantastic tool, but perhaps if they just had the police section and also some specific information in there regarding their force and maybe the badge on. So it is possible for us to white label the app to organisations, and basically included in that will be any information that is important to that police force, and we can work on that as a project. And not just the police force, obviously the ambulance service and fire service as well. It's just that we're just currently having those conversations, which is why it's fresh in my mind. So that's what's coming up moving forward. What I just want to quickly talk about before we go to question and answers is the licensing, because as I say, it is now available to buy directly through us, the app, with discounted prices for buying in bulk. We've tried to keep this process as quick and as simple as possible, and it's in a really basic sequence of events, so hopefully it's really easy for everyone to use and access. Effectively, it works by, if you're interested, you can contact us for some information regarding the agreement and the pricing structure, and we'll send that straight to you. After looking over that and looking over the costs, if you decide how many licenses you'd like for your organisation, you basically inform us, and we'll create then a contract and also an invoice based on those figures. And then you agree to sign and return the full license and also make a payment. And once that's done, if you send us a list of email addresses, we'll set everybody up on the license, and they'll have an email will be sent out, and they'll have the app to download pretty quickly. So it's a really quick and easy process, which some of the feedback we've had from the universities is that that's really helped them in getting this authorised, because it has been so quick and easy, which is always great to hear. So if you would like further information on this or on any of the licensing costs, you can contact us on our email address there, info@crimesceneassist.com. Okay, that's the end of the presentation now, and like I said, thank you very much for listening, and we are happy to take any questions at all. So we'll go to questions and answers now. Thank you.
Morning, everyone. Hopefully that was beneficial for you, and we covered some of the things that you wanted to hear about today. So we're just going to do a quick question and answer session now. So if anybody's got any questions, but also if anybody's feeling brave, we'd welcome you to come along and turn your video on. It's quite nice to put a face to a name sometimes. So if anybody's feeling brave, please feel free to do that as well. Oh.
Abdullah, I've just downloaded the app, hope to use it. Thank you very much, Abdullah. I hope you find it really useful. And if you have any questions at all, please, don't hesitate to get in touch. We'll be happy to help.
Sorry, go on, Ange.
I was just going to say thank you to everyone for coming along and listening again as well.
Yeah, it's fab. I can see Russ Murden has his hand raised, so I'm going to allow you to talk on there, Russ.
Yeah, can you hear me okay? My internet's dipping up and down a bit.
Yeah, you're coming through quite clearly there.
Okay, lovely. I don't know whether I missed out on that information on the final slide, but I work at a university where we teach the professional policing degree. Would that licence give us, say, a fixed number each year? And then, 'cause obviously as the third years leave, would their licence then be given to the first years coming through, or would we have to keep renewing licences every year? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. So what we have is we actually offer the license over a number of years. So you can choose to take the license out for however many students you want for 1 year, 2 or 3, or if they're doing a placement year, we allow for a 4th year as well. So it depends for you. Obviously, if you're taking 3rd year students, you can just choose to take a year license. And then as new students come on, you can get separate licenses for those as well.
Lovely, thank you.
No problem, thank you.
So we've got, excuse me, we've got a question there from Melanie who's saying, I work in a college, not a uni. Is it possible to look at the app for free for a time? If you drop us an email after the webinar, Melanie, we'll see if we can get you potentially a copy of the app for you to be able to take a closer look at that personally. And we've got one there from Dale, who's saying, in the present climate, cost can be an implication. What's the cost of the licence for the year? Dale, the cost is different for 1 year, 2 year, or 3 year. Currently on the app stores, the app is £6.99 per app, but for university for 1 year's licence, that is £4.49 per app. So there's just over a 35% discount per licence there. I hope that helps and answers your question.
Apologies as well. We've had a message saying somebody's actually trying to put the video on, but it's not coming on. I'm just trying to find the setting to allow it now. So apologies for that.
You managed to find it?
No, I cannot find it. Sorry about that.
The videos on, apologies. I don't think that's been a thing that we've done deliberately in the settings, but we're going to have to check on that.
Yeah, sorry, it's because it's set up as a webinar. It's slightly different, isn't it?
To meetings, yeah, apologies.
No, I can't find it.
If anybody does have any further questions, you can drop them in the Q&A or in the chat. We've had a few there, but if anyone thinks of anything after this event, please just feel free to drop us an email or give one of us a call, and we'll happily help. Oh, morning, Katie. Katie's there. Thank you for highlighting my workshop. You're more than welcome. It's fantastic, and we're just really happy that you can that you're using the app and can implement it in that way. Destiny's just asking there, if we were to implement the app into the curriculum, would you give our students a brief presentation to walk them through it? Yes, Destiny would be more than happy to do that and give students a presentation to walk through. That would be absolutely no problem at all. Ellie's just popped a comment in there just saying, as a third year criminology with a policing student who's nearly finished, she's going to take this back to her lecturers to hopefully utilise it. Thank you, Ellie. We really appreciate that. The more people that spread the word about the app, the better. We think that it'd be a really useful tool for many students on different courses, as we said throughout the presentation. So we really appreciate you taking that back to your lecturers. Thank you very much. And also in your third year, good luck. Almost done.
Yeah, good luck. We do actually, we've used it ourselves, haven't we, in our teaching on Sheffield Hallam for criminology students, and it's been really useful for them as well. So it is a good course for it to work on well as well. We've just had a message there saying, can we just confirm the correct email address for us? It's info@crimesceneassist.com. And then you can see one's just come through from Bev Richardson asking, will the app follow new ISO info for CSIs? We are keeping an eye on the ISO standards coming through, but as at the moment it's not directly for CSIs, it's more for the frontline responders, and they're not covered under it. So we are sticking to those principles as closely as possible, but because they're not so specific for the other first responders, so the paramedics and fire service as such, we're just keeping it quite broad at the moment as well. If we start doing this directly for CSIs, that of course is something that we will look more into as well to make sure we incorporate.
Destiny's just asking there if we have an Instagram account or any form of social media. We don't have an Instagram account, but we do have a Twitter account, LinkedIn and Facebook account actually. The links to them can be found on our website. We didn't put them in the presentation, so apologies for that. But the links to them can be found on our website.
Brilliant.
Okay, I think that we've answered all of the questions there. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming along and asking the questions and interacting with us in this section. We really appreciate it. And like I say, we really appreciate all of you coming today and taking the time out. And if anyone would like any further information at all, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.